हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। आज हम करेंगे माइनर करेक्टर बकुल, जो कि है क्लियर लाइट ऑफ डे, रिटन बाय अनीता देसाई। बकुल इज मैरिड टू तारा, द यंगर दास सिस्टर. He had met her at the Roshnara Club while he was still a trainee for the Indian Foreign Service. When the novel begins, Bakul is visiting Delhi with his wife. Their two daughters are set to join them later. Bakul, though a minor character, makes important contributions to the novel. It is through him that Desai gives us an outsider's perspective on the Das family. We first meet him in the Das house having morning tea with Bim, Tara, and Baba. He appears withdrawn. While the two women sat upright and tense, unspoken speech, the two men seemed dehydrated, emptied out, with not a word to say about anything. Two women कौन है? तारा एंड बिम. और टू men कौन है? एक बकुल है और दूसरा बाबा है जो कि ऑटिस्टिक है. He gets bored and restless and gets irritated with his wife for wanting to sit with her brother and sister doing nothing. In fact, through Bakul, Desai throws light on the personalities of Da's sisters. He is surprised by his wife's behavior the moment she is with her own family. He tells her, "So, I only have to bring you home for a day, Tara, and you go back to being the hopeless person you were before I married you." Over a period of time, Bakul has made Tara into an active, organized woman who looked up her engagement book every morning and made plans and programs for the day ahead and then walked her way through them to retire to her room at night, tired, with the triumphant tiredness of the virtuous and the dutiful. That Bakul and their daughters have influenced Tara is evident from her observation when Baba refuses to respond to her question whether he would go to office. He kept, Baba की बात हो रही है, he kept his head lowered, smiling slightly, sadly. Never. The room rang with her voice, then with silence. She herself had been taught by her husband and by her daughters to answer questions, to make statements, to be frank and to be precise. They would have none of these silences and shadows. Here, things were left unsaid and undone. ये दास फैमिली की बात हो रही है. It was what they called old Delhi decline. Bakul's reason for visiting Delhi is to keep up with his Indian roots. He tells Pim during one of the evenings at the neighbor means Mishra's place. Part of me lives here, the deepest part of me, always. When the older Mishra's son asks Bakul as to how he explains the poverty and corruption in India to foreigners, Bakul responds, "Why talk of local politics, party disputes, election malpractices?" Now, वन एक क्रिटिक हैं हाशमी, वो बताते हैं नॉवल को पढ़ के, Bakul, though a representative of India abroad, distrusts Indian travel agency arrangements and grumbles about the old Delhi decadence. Bakul is a flat character, a member of Indian Foreign Service, a type that is practical, alert, and competent, but unimaginative, believes in projecting India abroad as Taj Mahal, the Bhagavad Gita, Indian philosophy, music, art, the great immortal values of ancient India. He asks, but why talk of local politics, party disputes, election malpractices, Nehru, his daughter, his grandson? Such matter as will soon pass into oblivion. Official hypocrisy and shallow idealism, which obstruct the realistic appraisal of things, become part of the old Delhi decadence, although Bakul likes to think of himself as one belonging to the more aware and dynamic world of New Delhi. Through this conversation about India, Desai tells us about the reality, that is India and its imagined reality, packaged abroad by non-resident Indians. मीन्स रियलिटी तो कुछ है और है, लेकिन जो NRIs हैं वो डिफरेंट रियलिटी बताते हैं बाहर जाके. In the post-colonial context, this juxtaposition serves several purposes. For one, it shows the crucial juncture, मतलब crucial जो position है in which the country is situated and India stripped off its colonial ties, floundering to find a direction. For another, the side points out to us that neo-colonialism is a new reality in post-independent India. The Mishra brothers and sisters were not interested in the subtleties underlying such exchanges. One brother wanted to know what is the price of good whiskey in Washington, not that terrible thing called bourbon, but Scotch. Can you get Scotch? And sisters asked Tara where she had bought her chiffon sari and her leather bag, and for how much. This thread of neo-colonialism runs through the novel. ये तो हम पहले भी पढ़ चुके हैं. Okay. Bakul's most significant role in the novel is his request to Tara to arrange for Bhim and Raja to meet in order to sort out their misunderstandings over the letter that Raja had written to her after she had inherited Hyder Ali's property. अब आगे conversation है between Tara and Bakul. What is the matter with her? Asked Bakul, realizing Tara had to talk. He had his own suspicions about Bhim, but thought better of telling them to Tara. Is it that business with Sharma you told me about? Surely it can't be. She's been dealing with him for years. It can't be that then, Tara agreed. It seems to be Raja again, as far as I can see. What, haven't they made up their quarrel yet? Bakul asked in a bored voice. Really, the house has an atmosphere, a chilling one, like a cemetery. I can't even remember what it was about. It was so long ago. It was not really a quarrel. It was a letter. It just then, Bhim can't forget old grudges. They make her so miserable. I wish I could end them for her. Bakul paid her some attention now. He could always find a solution to any problem he liked to think. He rather relished problems. He relished solving them for anyone, as easily impressed as Tara. He thought how nice it would be to have Tara stop looking so preoccupied and concerned and be impressed by him instead. Really, it was a night of Persian glamour and beauty. They should be sitting together in the moonlight, looking together at the moon that hung over the garden like some great priceless pearl, flawed and blemished with grey, shadowy ridges, as only a very great beauty can risk being. Why were they worrying instead about Bhim and Raja? He came and stood close to Tara, his large solid thighs in their white pajamas, just before her eyes, like two solid pillars, and his cigar glowing between two fingers. You must arrange for them to meet and speak, he said in a thick, rich voice. As the novel progresses, one event leads to another, and Bhim, with her inner eyes, sees how her known house and its particular history linked and contained her, as well as her whole family with all their separate histories and experiences. Okay, thank you so much. नेक्स्ट वीडियो में डॉक्टर विश्वास का करेक्टर हम पढ़ेंगे. थैंक यू.